18 to 25-year-olds, what if I told you your first big failure was not a wall, but a burnt bridge? You look back and you see smoke, fire, and everything you thought was secure, gone. That's why you feel stuck. But what no one told you is this: burnt bridges force you forward. And the next 24 hours, you have the power to build a stronger bridge than ever before. Miss this window, and you risk circling the ashes for years. So think about it. The first failure that burnt down everything, it actually just cleared your path. If you think it that way, it just cleared your path, right? Simply right now your brain is in a very hypersensitive state, but it's in a hypersensitive state to change, to have new changes to it. That means your brain is basically, it's not it's not in a stuck mode. It's in a hypersensitive state to change towards good. So if you see your path is cleared, it's not blocked, it's cleared so that you can make new changes. And that is what matters. You have to make new changes. You have to become that changed person to achieve what you want to achieve. Again, you can't stay stuck in your first failure. You know how that feels when you keep replying. It doesn't feel good, right? So your brain is in a hypersensitive state after your first big failure, and you feel like everything has burned down, but it's just cleared the path. If you see, it's just cleared the path for you so that you can make the changes, the new changes to your brain that will help you in the long run and in your next success. And that's how you operate. That's how successful people operate. And so how you can do that, I will tell you that as well. So here's one scientific back tip, right? I call it the anchor flip. Sounds simple. I call it the anchor flip. Now what I want you to do is I want you to take one specific thought, one specific memory from that first big failure that you had. Right? I want you to take that one specific memory from that from your first big failure that you just went through right now, and I want you to write it down. Right? Write down your one memory of your first big failure from your first big failure. Write down that memory. Right? Now you did that. Now, right beside it, I want you to write one skill that it exposed. One skill that you learn. In simple words, one skill that you learn from your when you were doing the previous thing which you just failed at. So write down that one specific skill that it taught you, that it exposed. Simple till now. Now every time your brain starts replaying that failure, what I want you to do is I want you to repeat to yourself, flip that anchor. Right? Again, flip that anchor. And I want you to force your brain to think about that skill that you learn, the skill that it exposed, and not the shame. Not the shame. Don't think about the failure. I mean, what I want you to do, again, I'll repeat, when your brain starts replaying that failure again, we're humans. It does happen. I mean, it happens, right? So what I want you to do is I want you to say to your brain, flip that anchor, and then think about the skill that it taught you. Very simple. Just think about the skill that it taught you, right? And force your brain to think about it. Think about that. Think about that. Think about that. Now, what will it do, right? When you force your brain to think about it continuously, whenever your brain is replaying that failure, and when you just think about the skill that it taught you, the skill that it exposed, when you think about it, now what happens is now your RAS system gets active. Now your RAS system, which we call the reticular activating system, it starts filtering new chances towards that thought, right? So the RAS system, which we call the reticular activating system, it starts it starts to basically filter new chances, particularly for that skill. That's what we call that. That's what RAS is. It's called the reticular activating system. Sounds simple? It is very simple. Now, this tip that I'm giving you, it is very simple. Very simple to do. Just take seconds to do. You write it down. I will say it again from the start. What you have to do, right? First, take one specific memory of your first big failure. Write it down, right? Write it down, and then beside that, I want you to write one skill that it exposed, that you learn, right? And now, whenever your brain starts replaying that failure, your first failure, whenever your brain starts replaying that first failure, I want you to tell yourself, flip that anchor, and I want you to focus on the skill. I want you to purely focus on that skill that your first failure taught you. Right? Simple as that. Now, what happens is, I will tell you that when you start forcing your brain towards that one skill and not shame on that one skill, your RAS system gets active, and the RAS system filters. The RAS system is reticular activating system, so that I can make it clear, and that starts filtering chances towards that new skill. So it will find you chances based on that new skill. That's how our brain is. So it's very interesting what this is. So now the most important thing is, guys, that right after this video, I want you to do that action that I'm telling you, because that's when you will see the change. That's when you will see the change. And again, my actions are, in my previous video, I've said this as well. My actions are based on just seconds. They're just seconds. Like, you don't even need hours to do it, or even a lot of minutes to do it. It just takes some seconds, or maximum 1 or 2 minutes. you know that's how much time it takes. It's the easiest, right? So my main aim is, I give you all the fastest tips, so that you guys can literally, right after this video, go and do it. And that's what the aim is. And these tips are made to make you feel good fast, instantly, and understand your brain step by step. So this tip that I just told you, make sure right after this video is done, you go and you do it. That's what the main aim is, right? So right after this video, make sure you do this tip. Again, it doesn't take a lot of time. It's quick to do, and it will make a big change, right? So before we move on, I will make it. I will tell the whole scientific back tip again, so that you guys can understand. So now, I first of all, the name is the anchor flip of the scientific tip. It's called the anchor flip. And now take one specific memory from your first failure, and now write it down, and right beside it, just write down one skill that it exposed, one skill that you learned, right? And then just write that. And as soon as your brain starts playing first failure again in your mind, I want you to say to your brain, flip that anchor, and I want you to force your brain to think about that skill that you learned. Sounds simple. Just think about that skill that you learned, and what it does is, it activates your RAS system, which is reticular activating system, and then that will guide you to finding new chances based on that skill. That's what it does. So the main thing, again, I've always said this in all of my videos, everyone, that is that it's very important to take actions fast. You see, this world is fast moving, and all of these successful people, I mean, in their interviews, they always say that you need to be fast moving, fast moving, fast moving, because it's true. You can't dwell on your first big failure. It will just it will just backfire you. It's very simple. It will simply just backfire you. So the easiest thing that you can do is remind your brain to move fast, and that will take you towards the success that you want. Failures just clear the path ahead. Do you know that, everyone? Failures don't block you. It's just your perception. Failures don't block you. Failures literally, they clear the path for you to go further. What's burned is burned, right? What burned down before, because of your first failure, is in the past. But indirectly, it's just completely burned everything behind, so that you can never go back, and it's cleared the path in front of you. Think about it that way. So everything's burned down in your past because of your first failure, so you can go back. All you have is to go forward, right? Sounds good, right? Because that's how it is. And now your path is cleared. And now, because your brain is so hypersensitive, you can change, you can make big changes in your life. And that depends on you. Do you take the actions? Are you hungry enough to go to that 1%? That purely depends on you. And so I also made a course that I call the Phoenix Reset 24-Hour Rise, that is specially built for 18 to 25-year-olds who just went through their first big failure. And that guarantees, my course guarantees that in just 24 hours, you will achieve peak motivation and aim even higher in your life, even after your first big failure. And my course is made using neuroscience methods. So the course link is in my description. You can go and check it out. So that's the thing, guys. Now you have a clear path ahead. How can you make changes to your brain? It's through neuroscientific backed methods, tips that are quick to do, right? And I've explained it all in my previous videos as well. I give a tip in every single video. In my shorts, in my long videos. In long videos, I've explained in detail, and in shorts, I've given you one tip that you can do every single day, and it will make big changes in your life. It will make big changes in your life, literally. So the main aim is this, that you start taking action as fast as you can. The road ahead has been cleared, and now you just have to take action. It's very simple. Very simple. That is all that you have to do. So this video's tip that I just told you, that is, I've repeated 3 times, and what you have to do is to activate your RAS system. And I will do it again. I'm sorry I'm doing it. I'm saying it. This is my fourth time repeating it because I feel like it's a very important tip, and you guys can start doing it as fast as you can, and I can make it clear. So now take one specific memory from your first failure, write it down. Beside it, I want you to write down one skill that I taught you. Now, whenever your brain starts replaying failure, what I want you to do is I want you to say to yourself that flip that anchor, and I want you to start thinking. Force your brain to think in the direction of that skill that your first failure exposed or taught you, and then your RA system will filter chances for that particular skill. That's how our brain works. So this is one tip that you have to do right after this video. And so see, the choice is yours. You can either stay in that burned bridge and keep replaying failure and not look at the way ahead, or you can literally walk that clear path and find your success again. And so my course helps you with that. And so I made a 24-hour Phoenix Reset course for 18 to 25-year-olds that guarantees that in just 24 hours, you will achieve peak motivation and aim even higher, even after your first big failure. And my whole course is made using neuroscience methods. So the course link is in my description. Make sure you go and check it out. So, like I said, the choice is yours. You can either stay on that burnt bridge, think about, oh my God, what is happening with me? This shouldn't be happening with me. Or you can just look at the clear path ahead and keep walking and keep changing every single time and keep moving fast. That's what you can do. And I promise you, if you keep replaying failure in your brain again and again and you don't take the right steps, you will stay stuck in that loop for months, for years. That is true. That is very true. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. And my course, the Phoenix Reset, the 24-hour rise, guarantees you that in just 24 hours, you will achieve peak motivation and aim even higher in your life, even after your first big failure. And it's made using neuroscience methods. The course link is in description as well. So the main thing is you have to realize what do you want. You want to stay stuck playing that same loop? No problem. Go ahead. No one's stopping you. But if you want to go out there and be in that 1%, be successful, and you want to take that path, then you have to use and you have to go through that clear path that is ahead of you and not dwell and not stay stuck in that loop. And so everyone see, I am with you. I am your brother, right? I have been through the exact same pain that you have been through, right? I was a cricketer. I worked hard for 7 to 8 years. I was in sports. Again, cricket is a sport. I worked hard 7 to 8 years, yet I got no success at all, especially at the age of between the ages of 18 to 25-year-olds. So it just burned my heart. It was like, it was devastating, like a stab. It didn't feel good. But I never stopped. I kept going. First failure is just my, I used that first failure as a fuel to my success, right? And here I am, my mission, doing my mission. My mission is to create a community of 18 to 25-year-olds who became successful even after their first big failure. And let's create the world's biggest community of successful 18 to 25-year-olds who went through their first big failure and became successful even after that. That's the community that I want to build. And you, all of you can help me do that, right? So my goal is very, very, very simple, is to make sure that every single 18 to 25-year-olds become successful even after their first big failure. And I can make that happen. But you have to listen to the actions, you have to do the actions, and you have to keep moving forward. And my course helps you with that. So, I mean, the main thing is it's always your choice. It's your choice what you do, what you don't do. You want to stay stuck in that same loop? I understand, right? You can stay in that same loop. I understand how the pain is. But you have to force yourself to come out of that loop. And you have to see that there's a clear path ahead. And you have to take that path. I understand what the pain is. I understand how failure feels like. Especially your first failure feels like. It's not good. It's like a stab in the heart. I know how painful it is. When you fail at something that you love, you know, you feel like, why only me? Why only me? I understand that. Maybe even your family goes against you and your friends start laughing at you. I understand that. But also understand that they don't dream big like you. Right? You dream big. That's why you can feel the pain. People who don't dream big, they don't feel the pain. But you dream big and you can feel that failure feels painful. But that doesn't mean you stop over there. You achieve that goal somehow. And you do that by taking the clear path ahead and not staying in that same burned bridge. Is the truth? So start taking action as fast as you can, right? My course also helps you in achieving peak motivation and aim even higher even after your first big failure in just 24 hours. The course link is in my description. You can go and check it out. It will change your life. I promise you. I promise you, you won't stay stuck in that same loop if you take actions fast. So I love you. I love all of you, and I'm here for you as a brother. Right? I have been through the same pain that you are going through. I understand that, and understand also one thing that I'm here always. You can always, always, always rely on me because I have been through the exact same thing. I understand that pain. So I love you guys. Make sure you do the action that I told you, the anchor flip scientific tip, science back tip. Do that action right after this video. And I will see you in the next video. Till then, take care and I love you guys.